what do you tend to do for them?
Thank you very much for that wonderful question, and that is the sole reason as to why I have really come here today.
Mm.
Kibanda North constituency is the biggest within Kiryandongo district. Look at its nine sub counties. Actually, we have about six sub counties and three town councils, making it a total of nine,
Mm.
and about 28 parishes. Look at the 203 villages. So really, it's something challenging, very challenging to reach out to all these 203 villages and to those people that have not yet met, to the villages where I have not yet been. I am really very, very sorry, but I've decided to really come to the radio so that I can talk to you, so that you can also get what I have for you, my dear people. If you look at Kibanda North, actually Kibanda North is a constituency that is full of potential. It is rich in diversity, and we have very hardworking people who are really willing to see that their livelihood changes. But then the problem that we have so much, I've been the leaders for quite a while, and I've always been monitoring this for all the years that I've been working within, and that's why I stepped forward to make sure that. I do something different. I have not come basically to promise you people miracles, but I've come to lead a people driven transformation that is grounded in empowerment, advocacy, and integrity. Now, in my manifesto, I clearly outline what we shall achieve together in the 5 years through partnership with you, our dear people, the local government, and then other development actors that we have within the constituency itself.
Mm.
Our vision is a self-reliant, healthy, and a peaceful Kibanda North constituency where each and every citizen contributes to and benefits from the development. Now, the mission that we have as the UPC and as Ochan Zakaria is to empower our communities through education, through the health, through economic transformation, and then participatory governance, ensuring inclusive growth and then long-lasting hope.
Mm.
We have about five core values that we are standing with, and the very first one is integrity and accountability, making sure
Mm.
that we are accountable to our people, and then unity in diversity. Right now, as I talk, I think our constituency, Kiryandongo district, has about 102 different tribes. Those are the ones that are yet confirmed and the
Mm.
ones that have been brought to book. So you find that there is nothing that we can do as a sole tribe. We need to have hard discussions about unity and how we can really live together as a team. So that's why we have one of our core values being unity in diversity. Not only that, we are also looking at empowerment over dependency. Can we have our people empowered rather than having them be beggars? Like wherever you go right now in the field, you expect to have to meet a crowd of people, share with them your manifesto and the way forward that you have for them. But these people who attend these rallies don't even care about the message that you have. They are waiting for the last statement that you're going to have, like that you're going to tell them. I mean, how much do you have? How have you come? That is what people are looking at. So that's what we want to eliminate. We want to empower our people such that they do not depend on us, but then they can do their things on their own. I'll give you an example. Whenever an MP goes for a burial, he's expected to leave there some envelope. And these envelopes range from 50,000, 100 to 150, depending on someone's capability.
Mm.
Now, the moment we empower these people, they can be able to work as a community to make sure that if someone gets a problem, they can chip in as the community, help in the barrier arrangements and other things. And if you're inviting me, or if I am attending as the area member of parliament, if at all I am around, I just attend to condone with the family, but not being looked at as a source of income or as someone who is going to bring in money that is going to help in the preparations of the barrier arrangements. If I have something, that will be just some small contribution that I have. So that is what we are talking about under empowerment and over dependency. Then you have transparency and service. Can we be transparent to our people? Can we always make sure that we do what is needed of us, not just going there and start, enjoying things after you being elected? And lastly, we're looking at sustainability and innovation. we shall make sure that we involve our dear people in each and everything that we do. We shall not do things, we shall not think for them. I'll give you an example, and if you have been someone on social media, you could have come across this, where we had an NGO that went to a certain locality, and then identified that the people of this community, the ladies, used to walk longer distances to go for water. So then they said, "Oh, I think this is a very big challenge." So they offered it a solution. They came up with a very good water plan and launched it, and the people attended. And at the end of the day, still the story continued. These ladies still continued to move those longer distances. Now these people started asking themselves, what is the problem? Little did they know that in the African setting, that is the avenue that the ladies, that the women have to share some of the key challenges that they might be going through. You get the point? So as they go for water, it is not only going for water, but there is something that is going on. The conversations, the advice that they get from their friends, then those people were like, oh, I think we did something that is very wrong. We would have involved these people from the very word go, then we would have known what was the real problem. So that's why we are looking at sustainability and being innovative. How do we then sustain something that we bring in the community? Is by involving the community. Then how do we then be innovative? For example, we have the garbage that we have, the bottles. Can we come up with something, the recycling points? Or can we use these bottles to do something different? And that's what we are trying to look at. Can we use them for designing the compound? Can we use them as bricks for construction? Those are the things that we are looking at under our, our core values. Now, since we don't have enough time, I will really go straight to what we have. We have about 7 points that we are tackling in our manifesto, and these are the commitments that we have for our people of Kiryandongo North. That the moment they entrust us with this position, we shall then make sure that all those 7 points that we have in our manifesto are brought to life. You know, we are not supposed to bring up an abstract, like something very big, and then which is not achievable in the 5 years that we shall have. The very first thing that we looked at is the education for all. And then we all know that education is the foundation of our future, and we cannot deny that. The moment we don't attain it, then there is nothing much that we can do. Now, our key problem here that we have looked at is the fact that there is inadequate access to early childhood education. There is also poor learning environment in our schools, underpaid teachers, and many school dropouts, especially our girls and the teenage mothers. And this is something that is making rounds all over our district. Now, how are we then going to tackle it? What is our plan? How are we going to handle it in the next 5 years to make sure that we achieve it before the end of our, our 5 years? We are looking at establishing community-based ECD centers. Now, we all know that the early childhood department, the early childhood development, and the rest of the things are all left in the hands of the private sector. Mikono gy'abannakye, like private sector banandikyogedde etya mu Luganda, mbadde njagadde okijjayo bulungi. Just amasomero g'abantu, abantu bye basalawo ne bakola bye baagadde, gavumenti tekiriimu nnyo, naye ate nga wali ssente. There is money that is allocated for early childhood development, though this money now goes to other ministries like Ministry of Agriculture. Then now we talk about the feeding programs. Then we also have the Ministry of Health, immunization, and other things in these schools here. So for us, we are saying that as we are waiting for the government, because if I go through, then I'll make sure that I advocate for the government to really come and chip in and at least take control of these ECD centers. But then before we do that, as the community, what can we do? I have looked at our 9 sub-counties. Can we first of all start with them? And what are we going to do? We are going to go to all these sub-counties, the 9 of them. And then we involve the stakeholders. We talk to them and see how we can come up with ECD centers in those different sub-counties. Do we have someone who is having some land that can be used? Do we have parents who are willing to support the caregivers that we are going to put in those centers? Then let's come together and have that community-based ECD center. Now, even if the government has not chipped in, but at least the community is able to sustain it because they see that it is something that is of great importance. I will give you one example. We have failed to sustain our learners in school. The retention is really too low. Why? Because some of these kids from home, someone goes straight away to P1. And this person has not gotten the foundation. And when this child goes to P1, these teachers don't know what to do. So as these kids come, they start abstract things. This is this, this is that. So you find that the kids lose interest for school as early as possible. But if you have these ECD centers, these children will first of all, it's like a bridging institution between home and primary education. So the kids will first of all get used to this socializing, learning a few things, how to write, how to count, basic things, such that by the time the kid turns about 6 years, this child is very, very ready for primary education. And this child will study up to P7 because the child has been brought up in bits, like from home to this center, from this center to primary. And you will see that the enrollment in secondary will also increase, but also the same thing in the tertiary institutions.
Okay.
And then, what about now the teachers who are going to handle them? The very first thing is we are first of all going to empower them. We ourselves under my civil society organization, the CBO that I talked about, to see that we equip them with the knowledge that they need to handle these people, most especially the ones who have finished senior 4. But also we have NGOs that deal with education. We shall also engage them to see that they come in to support these caregivers that we have in these communities, such that they can be able to handle this. But also remember, we said the parents will be contributing something small. So this one will also help to pay the teachers and also run the daily expenses that we have in these schools. We shall also empower the teenage mothers still through skills building. This is still under education, but we shall also look at re-entry points. Someone who has dropped out of school at P7 after getting pregnant, how can this person then be enrolled back? We have been having that challenge. So we shall make sure that we have those entry points whereby these people don't feel out of place, but they still feel like people who still belong to the education line. Then we shall also lobby for bursaries and scholarships for bright but also needy students in secondary and tertiary institutions. We shall also introduce mentorship programs through our school, which we are already doing at Kabaliga Junior School, to inspire young learners, bring people who came from poor backgrounds but they have made it in life. These will then inspire these young learners to make sure that they also study to be like those people. And lastly, integrate music, ICT, fashion and design into school programs as tools for creativity and self-employment. Now, what do we then expect at the end of the day? At least one ECD center per sub-county. Then we also look at improved literacy and school retention, especially for girls, and then reduce teenage motherhood through empowerment and education. Let me rush to health because I'm seeing our time is also rushing.
Oh.
Under healthcare and community well-being, the key problem that we identified here is understaffed and ill-equipped health centers, the long distances to access healthcare, and maternal and child mortality. Now, I think if you have done some reading, then you could have come across something called primary health care. Now, for us here, we are basically looking at preventive measures. How do we, first of all, prevent the preventables and then leave our hospitals with the number of patients that they can manage? We are all crying that our hospitals do not have enough bed spaces, the staff are not enough, but then what can we first of all do before we look at all those other things? One, we shall have to go back to village health teams. Remember, these village health teams came about in 2001, if I'm not mistaken, and the Ministry of Health is the one that brought in this program. And then why did they bring them up? It was because we had a shortage of health workers. Now, can we reinstate these people? Can we bring them back? Can we empower them? Can we train them and make sure that they go to the community and train our people on the preventive measures of some of the illnesses that we can prevent, in that we leave the hospital with those chronic illnesses? Now, you'll find that by so doing, we shall decongest the few hospitals that we have, and then our people also enjoy the free bed spaces and what, because if you go with your malaria and someone is having some chronic illness, automatically for you, they will tell you, first of all, lie down there, and they put the other one up so that this person is served. Then we shall lobby for upgrading of the existing health centers, and then we shall also implement a maternal and child health program focusing on safe birth and postnatal care. We shall have also community health outreaches where we reach, where for every quarter at least, we try to monitor what is going on in the community. We can have the immunization, sensitization on HIV, we test our people, and then also educate our people on different health issues. And then we shall also support mental health awareness through filming, community dialogues, and also local health talks. And the outcome of this will be functional health centers with reduced maternal death, active VHTs in each and every village, and then improved understanding of health and hygiene. Looking at another point, we have youth and empowerment. And the key problem here is the youth unemployment, gender inequality, and lack of access to opportunities. Now, what are we looking at in the next 5 years? We are looking at vocationalization and entrepreneurship training. Now, the vocation, every person, every candidate who is contesting is talking about vocationalization. But then, can we can we train these youths in different skills? Like, we can partner with organizations to train the youth in fashion and design, music, ICT, carpentry, and agribusinesses. But then afterwards, can we then provide market for the products of these people? If it is all about music, can we then look for market? If there is someone is having a function, can this person be, brought on board to use these groups of the youth that we have trained? If it is all about carpentry, can we have their products sold? Can we get market for their products? That's what we shall look at. And then also, we have realized that the women are having saving groups and credit groups, so we shall support the formation of more women circles and link them to microfinance institutions for startup capitals. We shall also look at teenage mother, reintegration program. How do we, first of all, counsel these people, and then two, skill them up, and three, give them startup kits where possible. But also have those ones who are still interested in education enrolled back in school. We're also looking at sports and talent development, whereby we can organize annual youth tournaments and talent shows to engage youth positively. What do we look at as the outcome? We look at about 2,000 youth in Kiryandongo North constituency, both men and women, trained and empowered in income generating skills, and then strong youth and women networks leading to community innovation. We have about 7 minutes. Let me try. Maybe for the interest of time, I will stop on the issue of security.
Okay.
Now, we have all heard our dear people sing about insecurity, and it's especially in the fast growing towns. We'll give an example of where the town council, where I do come from. But then the major issue here is, who are these thieves, or who are the people who are causing insecurities? The people who are causing insecurities are our brothers, our sisters, our sons, our parents, among others. Now, have we taken our time to find out why they are doing that? Or we are just concluding and just coming up with the measures? Let us go and fight them. Let us have the barracks here so that we can reduce on that, before we address the key issue behind. Even if we bring a military barracks in the Boyale Town Council or in these other fast-growing towns within Kiryandongo district, nothing will happen. So we have to go back to them. Can we have community engagement with them? Let us talk to them. Find out what is their problem. You will find that most of these people are doing it as a livelihood. They don't have jobs. They don't have work to do. Look at our brothers from the settlement. They are about 30,000 in number, and most of the ratio was reduced. someone gets some money, the whole family gets money that can only sustain them for only 1 week, but they have given them something for 1 full month. So at the end of the day, these are the people who camp in the centers to trap people also and get something to eat. Can we get these people on board? Can we skill them? Can we have market for what we have skilled them in, so that they can also live a happy life, so that they can also work for themselves, so that we reduce the insecurity in these areas. So we shall work with the security agencies to strengthen the night patrols and community policing, establish youth peace clubs to promote dialogue and reduce on the crime, but also improve public lighting. If you look at our case of Wayale, in the night it is always very, very dark. Can we look at possible means of advocating for light, like lighting those streets? And if I get into parliament, I think those are the first things that I will look at. I will table them on the floor of parliament to see that at least they are addressed. So for the interest of time, I think I'll stop there. But I still had a lot, because remember I told you I have about 7.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, that's Honorable Ochan Zacharias telling us what he intends to do for Kiryandongo's constituency and Kiryandongo at large if our people of Kiryanda and North are to entrust him with the votes. Chikumi na isatu katonyeza azri hivi liponye mnasikiliza yote 103.2. Honorable Zacharias alikuwa anatuelezea vitu mba anataka kufanyia ama kufanyia Kiryandongo's constituency, akawa tumempatia kura. Kitu ya kwanza amesema ni umaskini mba iko kwa watu ama kwa sisi watu ya Kiryandongo. Ukikuwa kama unatembea kila fasi nje huko, sasa wanaenda kwa nini kwa siasa nje huko, watu wanataka kiti ya mwisho. Kiti ya mwisho ni kuwapatia fedha ama pesa. Sasa inaonesha nini? Inaonesha tu ya Kiryandongo ama Kiryandongo hapa hatujasimama vizuri. Ndiye anasema hasa hapo linafaa mbunge ule mbana kaa chini wapige mbindu ya kuona ati watu iko vizuri, na chingine akazungumza kwa vitu kufuatana masomo, atakuwa kama anatusaidia kuona masomo yametembea vizuri, kusina sana kutia ECD ya shule ya msingi ya chini. Alafu akazungumza vitu kufuatana afya ama health, akazungumza vitu kufuatana ulinzi na vingine. Wacha kwa dakika moja ama mbili, wacha nikamateko simu sababu kuna talk show ambayo iko kwenda kuja muda ya saa 2 yenyewe, tunabakisha dakika 3. 0740300780 ama 07589998 wazungumuze na Honorable Zacharias kwa studio. You can pass through our studio lines at least let me receive 1 or 2 and we see how we are winding up on 0774030780, Airtel 0758995882. Wanji. Yes. Yes.
But his speech is really very wonderful.
Amina.
Let him keep on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good leader.
Okay.
But what he has told them.
Okay.
Let him maintain.
Amina.
I'm so humbled.
Good. Okay, somebody else can pass through that studio line, and I'm saying time is running out. I have to read also some messages here. This one said, Governor, thank you for the program. I've loved the Bwana MOP in the studio, but my problem is Kiryandongo has been destroyed with the issue of man and Uganda at large, but my vote is there for him. Harriet. Okay, thank you, Harriet. You can also tell others.
Thank you so much.
Wanji. Yes, Bernard. Okay.
Thank you.
Asante.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I do, yes, sir, because of time. This one said, thanks, Bwana Governor. According to his speech, he must be a very young man and talented. I pray people of Kiryandongo North constituency, let us entrust him, and I'm requesting him not to lose hope, and it should always be with us on ground. However much the ground is destroyed with money. I am Akiki. Okay, thank you, Akiki. Okay, for the interest of time, we are left with only 1 minute.
Yes, please.
And I'm going to request you to even read out your number. What I know people must be interested in your number, and we see how we are winding up.
All right. Thank you very much to the ones who have been following up this wonderful program. I thank you so much. You have been very good people. I'm very sure very many have been tuned in. I have nothing much to tell you apart from telling you that on the 15th day, please go and vote for Honorable Chan Zakaria as the area member of parliament for Kiryandongo North constituency. My telephone number is 07814 77
Amesema 07
07814
0784
77
77
133.
133.
Yeah, that is the number. 07 munya nsanvu musanvu 13 mwebale kubeera bawulize balungi.
Which symbol are you using on the ballot paper?
The open right arm. UPC uses the open right arm.
Wanafanyisa mkono kama umefungua mkono, mavidole na kwa kaa imesimama kuona tu hapo kwenda tick.
Yeah, tick tu.
Unakuwa kama unachagua Zacharias.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity.
Amina.
I look forward to engaging with you any other time from now.
Yeah,
I appreciate.
God. Chikumi tukatonyeza zire evidence gaire governor Byamgaye Robert Amoti aroto kushende garukawo mukamaro hanga batulindire kandi mbasabira nywena leka tugende tukome ano businge kandi tulinde obomezi bwaitu na district at large abababai.